What's up, everybody? It's April Dawn. I'm here to talk to you about Shots Fired, episode 1 and 2, season 1. So, today we're just gonna talk, about the show, because I'm not gonna do a whole play-by-play review. It's already been 2 weeks. I just want to talk about the show a little bit so I could be ready for episode 3 that comes on Wednesday. So the show comes on Wednesday night right before Empire. It stars Sanaa Lathan and Stephen James. Stephen James, if you remember the movie Run, he played Jesse Owens in Run. So, also Asia Hines, that is playing Harriet Tubman on Underground. And Mac Wiles, isn't he like a rapper or something? Somebody tell me. I feel like he a rapper or a DJ or something. I don't know, child. Somebody tell me. Okay, and Will Patton. Okay, so the show is based in North Carolina, and basically Sanaa Lathan's character and Preston, her name is Ash. Okay, and Stephen James, his character name is Preston. So they both work for the Department of Justice. Ash is an investigator and Preston is a prosecutor. So they both in North Carolina to investigate a crime that has occurred in North Carolina. The crime is a young black police officer that's played by Mac Wiles. His name is Deputy Joshua Beck. He shot and killed a young Caucasian male, okay, during a police stop, and everything. And now those two have been brought down to investigate whether it was on purpose, whether it was, truly he was in danger for his life or whatever. So it's kind of the whole police brutality thing that's been happening in real life flipped on his head, right? So what if it was you type situation, okay? So now the show has taken an interesting turn because they've introduced that plot line and everything comes along with that plot line. We saw that, somebody has leaked a tape of him saying at a family barbecue that, now he finally got his license to shoot these crackers. He made a joke, an off-color joke. So that's now a big controversy in the town. And you can see the police kind of backing away from him. You kind of can see like the whole system getting ready to sell him up the river. Like, I don't know if it was a white police officer, they would do the exact same thing. Okay, so it's interesting to see how this is working out, because in the last episode we had the lieutenant or the sheriff. He came to Joshua's house and ate dinner with him, basically told him that the police union was getting ready to release him. They would not be paying for his fees, his attorney's fees. So I don't know, they're kind of like getting ready to just sell him on up the river, especially since he's the only African-American officer in that police department. So first of all, why do everything racist be happening in North Carolina? Child, I would never move to North Carolina because it's on the news for some racist stuff. What's going on, North Carolinians? I know we out there. So tell me what's up. What's going on in North Carolina, child? I mean, y'all tripping out there. But anywho, I like the show. I normally don't go for Fox shows that much because they all kind of have that shiny veneer to them. They all shot the same way. Like I watched Minority Report that one year. I watched Empire from time to time, but all the shows are made the same. Like I watched Lethal Weapon and child, I couldn't. It was just so dumbed down. I just couldn't do it. But I like this show. It because they have now introduced another plot line where there's a young African-American woman and she has lost her son. Matter of fact, she's the same girl who plays, I can't remember the girl name, but on Underground, the young slave that had the abortion. That Ernestine boyfriend had the abortion. Kato's wife in real life, Alano Miller's wife in real life, they're married. The brown-skinned girl. This is who plays the mother of a young man that got killed, and they live like in the projects. They call them the houses, and his murder has never been investigated. The sheriff or the lieutenant came out there and told her to shut her mouth up, and when Ash went to confront the lieutenant, basically the lieutenant told her I was trying to scare her straight because her son was a drug dealer and she knew about it and she didn't do anything about it. But my thing is, why would you tell her to shut up about it? Like, how was that scaring her straight? That don't make sense. Like, that's not something that you would say to the, you know what I'm saying? So I don't understand that plot line. So it has something to do with this boy murder not getting investigated. Something with this boy murder is not right. Okay, then Ash noticed that they called when they went through the house, they called it tours, like tours of duty, you know what I'm saying, like if you was in the army or something. So they have some type of, something going on with that, some type of situation where how they deal with African Americans in that community. Yeah, it's interesting. Then we have the other side of it, the political side of it. You have the African American preachers, ministers. You have Asia Hines plays one of the African American pastors in the community, and then you have another pastor that's played by a familiar actor. I just can't remember his name, but he's played by a familiar actor too. And he's like the one the governor looks to, you know, to kind of quell the people and calm them down. Okay, but now Asia Hines' character has, you know, kind of taken that spotlight away from him, and now the governor was calling her. So we don't know. She had an evil grin on her face. We don't know if the evil grin is because now I'm about to play you, because now you're gonna be coming to me thinking that I'm gonna be for your agenda, or you're gonna give me money and, you know, I'm gonna be for, you know, whatever you want me to be, but I'm gonna play you because I'm for the people, or I just really wanted some money. So I don't know. We're gonna see how that plays out with that storyline. Like you said, they have to invite Steven there. He's kind of like, we need you to take a black man down, but we can't have no white man do it. So we either gonna use you, or if you don't work, we're gonna go to the Hispanic man, because it gotta be somebody of color that's gonna send this black man in jail, or else black people are going to riot and tear up the city or whatever. And I think he's really starting to realize they're trying to play him, okay? Because the other guy say he don't want nothing to do with it for real. So they trying to play him so he can lose his whole career over this. I don't think that him sleeping with the governor's assistant is a good idea. I think that's a bad idea. But do I think that Ash sleeping with his brother on the first episode was a great idea? Absolutely not. But I think the brother gonna be coming back around, because baby, the way she booped him, I was here for it when he was like, I'm gonna treat you like, oh, you really got issues. She said, I have issues because you don't want to smash, because I don't want to smash twice. And he was like, well, you know, if you want to act like a groupie, I'm gonna treat you like a groupie. Well, that's really hard for you to do, standing outside my door. Bloop, how do you feel? So he'll be back again. I feel like, you know, he's gonna try to, you know, I want you to make me a better man type stuff. And maybe she need to get her life together, because that little girl is cute. Where did y'all find her? She is cute. That was a cute little girl. Okay, so she has a daughter. Ash's character has a daughter, and something has happened with this family unit. It is not together. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but she has a baby with I think they're Puerto Rican or Hispanic. I don't want to say they're Puerto Rican, but they're Hispanic. And so, you know, they have a baby together. They have fallen out. They're not together anymore. He's with somebody else. Now, don't get me wrong. I would have been mad too if the lady hollered at my child in front of me. But, you know, you got to learn how to control yourself and just say you mad and not throw stuff and beat up people, because that's how you lose your kids. So now he has filed for full custody, and she's out of town, you know, in North Carolina. So she's having a lot of emotions with that. She has to prove that she's working on her anger. So it's something about her that we don't know about in the past. It seems, and I heard in the episode, did y'all hear when they say she refused help after she shot the young guy in her young career? Oh, basically, when they went to go talk to the police officer and get his statement, she told him a story about how she shot a young man. She thought he was getting a gun, but he was only getting his cell phone. And so to get the guy to open up, the guy was opening up, and we can see that Stefan's character, Preston, is new to the game, or he just real confrontational, either one, because he kind of confronts him and goes in, and the guy just shuts off and is like, I want my representative. I'm finished talking. Okay, so, you know, he asked her if the story was true. Later on, she said yes, the story was true, because and later on we find out when she talks to her lawyer, he says your husband or your ex-husband's trying to take the kid, you know, you refuse help, you know, after you shot this guy. So she did not get therapy or, you know, whatever. So she's really screwed up, okay? Because even when the brother was trying to get with her, he said, you have the saddest eyes I ever seen. And she said, you really sound like a punk right now. Basically, like, give me some. I ain't trying to with all of that. I got what you saying or whatever, but right now I'm trying to get some. So, you know, she got a lot of issues. I'm sure there's backstory. Then they have the brothers. You got, I don't forgot Big Brother name, but then you got Preston and brother. So brother plays football, baseball. He played football, I think, y'all. Is it football? I think he plays football. And Preston was going to play professional baseball, but he decided to be a lawyer. So his dad is the Allstate man, okay? So the Allstate man came, and, you know, they have that brotherly thing where his dad kind of caters to the brother more than he caters to him. And then on the second episode, he sat down and told him that your whole life is about him or whatever. And he's like, well, you know, the briefcases and everything, I was supposed to come after the rings. You were supposed to get the rings first. And daddy straight up told him straight like this, you know, in all, with all due respect, a ring is a ring, like the Super Bowl ring or the, you know, the ring for the, whatever they get, the World Series. Yeah. He's like, the World Series, you know, there's only one World Series and that's it. And so he basically said, like, you know, whatever you doing right now is not what I wanted you to do. So it's kind of like you can see he got a really kind of messed up relationship with his family. I mean, you know, as far as money, he was the kid who wasn't in the hood. He was the kid who was doing well, you know, was with them. And the older son is when them, you know, kind of from the hood. He was with the parents during the hard times. You know, by the time this one was born, Preston was born, they was doing well. So they got some internal family issues. Next week, I think all the niceties of the sheriff are probably going to wear off, and it's probably about to start getting real. Okay, because they have now decided to work both cases and figure out what's going on with both of the cases. Okay, so like I said, I'm not going to get into the details of what happened on every episode because you guys have watched it. If you're watching this review, you've already watched the show. So this week, I'm on top of it. We're doing the recap, the review. Y'all stick with me. Shots Fired, Season 1. Have a blessed week. Peace.